Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be ranking in a tier list all 39 MCU Marvels movie and TV, even though I should just said MCU. Anyway, this is not including that I Am Groot show, didn't watch that, but yeah, anyway, the tiers, it's not awesome, great, good, meh, bad, all that. It's a 5 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 2.5 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 1.5 out of 5, 1 out of 5, and 0.5 out of 5. Just because it's more easier. Anyway, let's do this for me. Let's do this, everyone. A big list. Why does my wife do so much? Anyway, let's get into it. Starting off with Ant-Man. We got Ant-Man. For me, Ant-Man, it's going on the 4.5 out of 5 stars. I loved Ant-Man. I've rewatched every Marvel movie, TV show, anything that you can think of in Marvel, or like the MCU. And yeah, I watched Ant-Man again for like I watched Ant-Man again for like, when was the last time I watched it? Like, couple of years ago. I loved it. It was great. It was so much fun. It is a fun movie that I really do enjoy my time with. Like, I really enjoyed my time with this movie. I think everyone did a fantastic job with this cast. I loved Paul Rudd in this movie. Paul Rudd is just, oh, come on, it's Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is hilarious as ever, and he does so well in this. He does so well in this movie. Yeah. Next up, Ant-Man and the Wasp. For me, Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to 3.5 to 5 stars. So it dropped like a tier from 2 tiers from the original. Anyway, Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think it was a very good sequel. It's not the best. Well, it is a disappointing movie compared to like Ant-Man. This is a disappointing movie, but I still had a really fun time with this movie. I like the villain of Ghost. Ghost is a cool little villain. But you'll hear my thoughts when I do the tier list of the villains. Anyway, I loved Wasp and Ant-Man. Their duo dynamic chemistry together, really good. I like Hank Pym in this movie. I like the storylines going into this movie. That was really good. And yeah, overall the movie, it's a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now we go to the big boys. We go to the Avengers. Now, where is it? There it is. Okay, the first one, the first Avengers for me, it's going to the 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is a awesome movie. I love the original Avengers. I think it is a fun time, a fun movie that, yeah, like, I just loved it. This was the first team up out of everyone. We got Hulk, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Black Widow. Yeah, it was great. I really had a fun time with this movie. It does so well for me, and like I said, I really digged my time with it. I loved the storylines, and that was released like way back in 2012. Yeah. Anyway, this movie, it was a bunch of fun. It was really fun for me personally, and yeah, I had a fun time with it. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely recommend it. Next up, we have, where is it? There it is. Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, for me, this is a step 2 down. I'm putting this at 3.5 for 5 stars. For me, Avengers Age of Ultron is a very good movie. I really do enjoy my time with Avengers Age of Ultron. It's not like one of the best movies ever made. It's just a fun movie, to be honest. I really just have a fun time with it. I gave it a 74%. So yeah, I like the villain of Ultron. I think Ultron is a very menacing villain. I like the new ads of Wanda Maximoff and Pietro Maximoff, and the death of Pietro. That was sad. Well, the superhero names is Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Anyway, Avengers Age of Ultron, very good movie. Next up, we got the big dogs. Avengers Infinity War. For me, that movie is going on the 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoy Avengers Age of Ultron. Not Avengers Age of Ultron. Avengers Infinity War. It's an amazing movie. Now, yeah, like this movie was a bunch of fun, and I loved it. Yeah, it's an awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, it's amazing. Uh, this movie is culminated within 10 years. So you got basically everyone in there. Everyone does a great job, and yeah, like I said, I had a fun time with it. And yeah, I just really enjoyed my time with it. I think the story worked really well in this movie, and yeah, it was just a fun time and a fun movie that I enjoyed. And lastly, well, not last on the list, with Avengers Endgame. Now, this is going again on the 4.5 out of 5 stars for me. This movie was, it's an awesome movie for me. I really did enjoy my time with this movie. It works so well for me. It works really well for me. Um, I liked the cast of this movie. The cast was really good. And yeah, like I said, it was a fun time, a fun movie that I think I can see people liking. I mean, it was one of my favorite movies of 2019. But yeah, like I said, fun movie. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. But yeah, definitely check it out. Check the movie out because it is a fun movie that I would recommend. Next on the list we got the Black Panthers, the Black Panther movies. So where did I put that one? We'll just see. Okay, again, oh my god, so many 4.5s. This is going to 4.5 out of 5 stars for me. I loved the original Black Panther. This was a movie that I just loved. This movie. I rewatched it like 3 times this week in preparation for Wakanda Forever, and I loved it. I loved it every single time. The villain of Killmonger is one of the best villains of the MCU for me. Chadwick Boseman, who played T'Challa or Black Panther, this was probably one of his best roles for me. Probably is actually his best role. He did incredible in this movie. Same with the supporting cast and like the other cast. Everyone did a great job. The movie was, yeah, it was just a fun movie. I loved it. Now, the new ad. We have, oh, there we go. We have Black Panther Wakanda Forever. For me, that is going, again, 4.5 out of 5 stars for me. I really digged my time with Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This movie is a special movie. This movie has so much emotion, and I loved my time with this movie. This was, yeah, like, oh my god, this movie. Namor is a villain. Holy hell, he he was he was great. I loved him. He's so menacing. Um, and yeah, this movie is very sad because of Chadwick Boseman. Um, but you know, this movie, yeah, it's a special movie. It's a sad movie. It's a very, yeah, it's definitely a movie that you should check out. Next up, we got the Captain America movies. First of all, we got Captain America, the First Avenger. For me, that movie is going on the 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoy Captain America, the First Avenger. I think it's a great movie. It's not like one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life. It was just a fun movie. I know a lot of people think it's like a top 10. For me, no, not really. I just think it's a, yeah, fine where it is. Fine where it is. I had a fun time with it. I had a fun time with it. It was a fun movie. I think Chris Evans, who played Steve Rogers, I think it was a perfect pick. God, I've spoken so much. for this movie. And yeah, great choice. And next up, we got Captain America the Winter Soldier. Now, for me, I'm putting this on the 4.5 out of 5 stars. This movie really dropped for me, unfortunately. I used to love this movie. Like, it used to be like a 5 out of 5 for me. Now it's not. But I had so much fun with Captain America the First Avenger. It was such a blast. Like, I really enjoyed my time with it. I love the thriller aspect to the movie. It works so well. Sebastian Stan as the villain, the Winter Soldier, loved it. Uh, Chris Evans does a great job. Black Widow, played by what's your name? Scarlett Johansson, and then Anthony Mackie playing uh, Falcon. Great movie. Oh, sorry, an awesome movie. Really enjoy it. And then lastly, Captain America: Civil War. This is going on the 4.5 5 stars as well. I loved Captain America not Captain America the First Avenger. Oh my god. Captain America: Civil War. This was a great, awesome movie that I really did enjoy my time with. It was a movie that I got when I first watched the trailer. I was like, yes, I need to be seeing this movie right now. I was so excited for it, and this movie worked so well, really well for me. And yeah, I had a blast with this movie. I had so much fun with Captain America: Civil War. If you haven't seen it, like I said, check it out. It is a must watch. I even got it on DVD, as you can see. Does anyone collect DVDs? Well, yes, I do. I collect DVDs. Love Captain America: Civil War. It's a great movie. It's an awesome movie that I had an absolute blast with. Next up on the list, what's the next bunch of movies? Oh, we got the Doctor Strange movies. So Doctor Strange, for me, is going on the great tier. I had an absolute blast with Doctor Strange. This was a great movie and a great time to watch. A great movie to watch. Yeah, like I said, I had a fun time with it. It was a fun movie. Yeah. What else to say? I like the visuals in this movie. The visuals are really good. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely recommend it. It is a movie that I would recommend. Benedict Cumberbatch does a fantastic job as Dr. Stephen Strange. Anyway. Yeah. Next up, we have, well, of course, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. For me, this is going on the 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was a very good movie. Now, it used to be was it awesome? No, it was great. Then went down to a very good. Yeah, I did rewatch it. Yeah, you can tell that this movie kind of got cut. Well, not kind of got cut, but kind of got screwed by COVID. And yeah, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It was still a fun movie that I still really enjoyed. I liked the cameos. They were really cool. And yeah, the movie I enjoyed. It was a fun time. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out. I would recommend you checking it out. Next up, we got the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. So we got Guardians of the Galaxy. Where did I put that? There we go. It is a 4.5 out of 5 stars for me. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. It's an awesome movie. It did definitely drop on my list, unfortunately, but it was a fun time. I think it is a great movie, an awesome movie that I had an absolute blast with, and I still, yeah, like I said, still really enjoy my time with it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Yeah, it was a bit weird how you heard of a talking tree, you got a talking raccoon, set in space, directed by James Gunn, who was a writer on Scooby Doo. What kind of world do we live in? Anyway, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy. It was a great movie that I had an absolute blast with. Next up, have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. For me, it's going on a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now, this movie did drop. It used to be a great movie for me. You're going to hear a lot of this movie has dropped. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I had a great time with it. It was a fun movie, a fun time. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would recommend this movie if you haven't seen it yet. Now, what would I recommend? Guardians of the Galaxy or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? Guardians of the Galaxy, the original. Because it is a great movie for me. I had a fun time with it. Anyway, this movie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, it was still a fun, exciting movie, but nothing really, powerful or amazing. Anyway, next up we have the original Iron Man. Now this is a 4.5 out of 5 stars for me. Yeah, I really enjoy Iron Man. This was a great start to the MCU. Like, no one really knew what the MCU was before. Well, sorry, at the start of this movie. Like, no one really, like, the people who made the MCU didn't really know how this movie was going to perform. It's really well. Well, of course it did really well, because why would we have 39 projects? Anyway, Iron Man, it's a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I loved Iron Man. I loved rewatching it. It's just a fun, exciting movie to watch. And it's just a blast as well. And I had an absolute blast with this movie there. Yeah, it's a fun time. Fun movie. Well, what else can I say? If you haven't seen it, check it out. Next up, we have Iron Man 2. Now, for me, Iron Man 2 is going to be on the 3 out of 5 stars. This movie has dropped. I used to think it was a great movie. Now I think it's just good. The movie does have a lot of issues. The second act for me was the weakest out of the whole movie. I think that was a bit of a letdown for me. Yeah, this movie isn't anything special. I liked War Machine. Who was first called Iron Patriot, I think it was. Was it Iron Man 3? I can't remember. I like that character. Robert Downey Jr. still does incredible as Iron Man. But yeah, the movie was a huge letdown for me, personally. And yeah, that's really it for me. I still had a fun time with this movie, so if you haven't seen it, I would recommend this movie. And yeah, next up, Iron Man 3. For me, Iron Man 3 is going on the 4 out of 5 stars. I love Iron Man 3. This movie is great. Now, this is near an awesome movie for me. I know a lot of people go, this movie's okay. This is a good movie. Like, people don't really like this movie. Yeah, people enjoy this movie is what I've heard. But some people, it's a bit of a mixed movie. Let's just say that. It's a bit of a mixed movie. But for me, personally, I really enjoyed Iron Man 3. It is a movie that I would recommend if you haven't seen it. Yeah. Anyway, next up, what do we have? Oh, the Spider-Man movies. Yes. Now, Spider-Man Homecoming. This movie has dropped for me, unfortunately. For me, it's gone on the 4.5 out of 5 stars. Can I place it? There we go. Yeah, this movie is awesome, but it did drop. It used to be in the top 10. No, it's not. I have a fun time with Spider-Man Homecoming. It does have a few problems for me. I think the second bit of the movie, what do you call it? Well, I should just said it. Second act of the movie, it was a bit slow for me. And the third act, I really liked the final battle scene. That was really cool. I liked the first act of getting to introduce this character. Really, well, even though we got to introduce the character in Captain America Civil War, just getting to introduce more of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I really did enjoy that part. And yeah. Next up, Spider-Man Far From Home. I know a lot of people don't really like this movie. This movie has definitely gotten up for me. But anyway, Spider-Man Far From Home. I loved Spider-Man Far From Home. This was a awesome movie for me. I'm just a Spider-Man fanatic. No, that's not a fan. Uh, I love all the Spider-Man movies anyway. Spider-Man Far From Home. It was an awesome movie. Uh, yeah, the second act of the movie did have a little bit of a. I had a tiny problem with pacing. Some of the writing didn't really. Yeah, only like a tiny bit of a problem. It's not really that massive. But yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home. It was still a awesome movie that I really enjoyed my time with. And yeah. Next on the list, we got the big one, Spider-Man No Way Home. For me, this movie is going on the 5 out of 5 stars. Now, this movie is very special to me. Even though it came out last year, this is a very, very special movie for me. Because we got all three Spider-Man. Now, if we took it away, I still think that this movie is a very special movie. The way that this movie was handled is fantastic. This movie for me is a masterpiece. I know some people probably say, no, it's not a masterpiece. For me, it is. This movie really hit home for me because, well, not really hit home, but really hit home to my childhood because of growing up with all these characters. Well, except Tom, because I didn't really grow up with him, but Toby and Andrew, all of them do a fantastic job in this movie. 100% a 5 out of 5 star movie for me. Next up, the Thor movies. Yay! First up, Thor, the original. Now, for me, Thor the original is going on the 3 out of 5 stars. I still really enjoy my time with Thor. I mean, it's not really a movie that I would say I enjoy. I mean, I do enjoy a little bit. It's not really like a massive, wow, it's an awesome movie. No. It's a fine film. Let's just say that. It's a fine film. It does have a lot of problems for me. And yeah, this movie was a huge upset for me personally. And yeah, Thor. Yeah, at least Kenneth Branagh did a good job with directing. He did good, but the movie overall, it was a movie. It was a movie, but would I recommend it? Nah, I would probably not, to be honest. But I mean, if you like this character, you like the North mythology, North? Oh, I don't know how to say that. Sorry. Yeah, then check it out. And next up, oh god, we got Thor: Love and no, not Thor: Love and Thunder. We got Thor: The Dark World. For me, I'll be not. It's a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Now, this movie has a lot of problems for me. I do not really enjoy my time with this movie, to be honest. The only reasons why I think it's a 2.5 is because Chris Hemsworth does a fantastic job. Um, Natalie Portman does a fantastic job. And then I kind of like the story to this movie, but that's about it. Everything else, nah. The visuals were not that good. The villain was terrible. Yeah, well, not terrible. It was just a bad villain. At least it's not like a 0.5 for me. But I mean, I can't really be harsh on that movie that bad. Anyway, Thor: The Dark World. That's a 2.5. Next up, Thor: Ragnarok. For me, Thor: Ragnarok goes on the 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really do enjoy my time with Thor: Ragnarok. I think this movie is a awesome movie. It's an awesome movie that I really do enjoy my time with. I think everyone should check this movie out because it is a fun movie. Taika Waititi does an absolutely fantastic job with this movie. The visuals look beautiful. The scenery looks really cool. Chris Hemsworth does a fantastic job as always. I like the Yad of Korg, played by Taika Waititi. He was so funny. And then Loki, great. The villain of Hela, loved that, played by I think it's Kate Blanchett. if I'm not, yeah, Kate Blanchett. I think she did fantastic, and yeah. And next up we have Thor: Love and Thunder. Now for me, Thor: Love and Thunder is going on the 3.5 out of 5 stars. This movie did a huge drop for me. I used to think it was a 4.5 for me. No. When I rewatched it, yeah, this movie was a huge upset. I think it's only a movie, like a theater movie. Yeah. Anyway, the movie does have its problems. It was still a very good movie that I enjoyed. I mean, it's nothing really that spectacular, but it was a very good movie. It's near a good movie, but it's very good for me. Yeah, it's a movie that I probably wouldn't would I recommend it. No, not really. But Taika Waititi still did a really good job with it. That I would say. Now onto the movies and TV shows that don't really have a little place to go. The Incredible Hulk. Where does that go? There we go. Goes on the 3.5 out of 5 stars for me. I really do enjoy The Incredible Hulk. I think it's a fun movie, to be honest. I think it's a fun movie. I really do enjoy my time with this movie. I know a lot of people think it's an okay, or a good, or a bad movie, but for me, I think it's a very good movie. I really have a fun time with The Incredible Hulk. It does have its problems for me, like a lot of problems. I can see that. But the movie was, yeah, it could have been better for me, but it didn't really land that well. Anyway, next up we have Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel for me, it's a 3 out of 5 stars. 3 out of 5 stars. That's a good movie. I wouldn't say it's like an amazing movie whatsoever, but it was still a fun time that I enjoyed my time with. Yeah, does it have problems? Yes, it has a lots of problems. Uh, the story didn't really work that well. The plot, well, that's basically the story. The characters didn't really get to, like them that well. Brie Larson did good as Captain Marvel. I think she did good. And yeah, that's really about it. The villain of Yonrog, played by, who played Yonrog again? It was Jude Law. Yeah, that was a villain. Not the best. Anyway, next up, we're going to the 2021 to 2022. We have WandaVision. For me, it's a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think WandaVision is a very good show. Now, a great show for me. I had a fun time with this show. I wouldn't say it's an amazing show whatsoever, but it did revolutionize the MCU for me on this streaming service. Wow, Marvel and streaming service, because this was the first thing they released on streaming, like the first major show and the major thing they released, like new release on Disney, worked very well, and I really did enjoy my time with it. It was a fun time, and yeah, I enjoyed it. That's what I gotta say. Check it out if you haven't seen it already. Next up, we have The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. For me, this is a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now, for me, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a very good show. It's nearing WandaVision for me, but yeah, it's a fun time. It's a fun movie, fun TV show. It's a fun time that I would definitely recommend if you have not seen it. And yeah, it's a fun time, fun show. That yeah, it was a good time. Good time. I loved watching it weekly. I think Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie do great in this show. I like the villain. Well, I'll get into my thoughts when I do the tier list, but yeah, it was a villain. I wouldn't say it's like one of those villains, but it was a villain. And yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Could have been better. But it didn't make it, unfortunately. But it was still a very good time that I enjoyed. my time with, like I said. Yeah, check it out if you have not seen it. Next up, we have Black Widow. Or should I say Black Mid? No, I'm not going to make that joke. It's a 3 out of 5 stars for me. The movie, it does have a lot of problems. Now, I used to think this was a very good movie. Now, the movie dropped for me. I just think it's a good movie. And the movie does have a lot of problems. I think the story didn't really work that well on the fourth time around. Some of the storylines don't really catch my feels. Don't really know if that's the right words. Yeah, it was a show that could have been better. But it was a fun time, fun movie that I enjoyed. And yeah, check it out if you have not seen it already. Yeah. Anyway, next up we have Loki. Now, Loki, if I find it, there we go. Loki, for me, is going on the great tier. I really do enjoy Loki. It's a great show. Now, this is a show that I loved so much. It was so much fun. So much fun. Loved it. Loki, I can't even believe that I actually enjoyed it, because I was very skeptical on the show. I thought it was going to be not that great. But for me, it was great. I loved it. Well, I didn't say I loved it, but I nearly loved it by how good it was. It was a fun time, fun show, and yeah, check it out. Check it out. Like I've been saying, every bloody thing, check it out. Must watch. Yeah, it's a must watch. Yeah, must watch. Anyway, next up, What If? God, people are gonna hate this pick for me. For me, What If it's a 3 out of 5 stars for me. Yeah. Yeah, What If for me was just a huge disappointing show for me. I mean, it was good, but there was like only like a handful of shows that episodes that I enjoyed. Yeah, it does have its problems for me personally, but yeah, the show could have been a bit better for me personally, and yeah, it was fun for what we had, but that's about it. It's not like an amazing show. It was just, yeah, it was a good show. Like, yeah, it's not like wow, this is an amazing show, I love it so much. No, it's yeah, okay, this is a good show. Anyway, next up, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which I'll be putting on the 4.5 out of 5 stars. I love Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This is a awesome movie. I love Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This is one of my favourite MCU movie projects of the MCU. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, I'll definitely recommend this movie. And yeah, it's a fun time. I love Simu Liu in the role of Shang-Chi. I love, what's his name? Tony Leung as X-Wen-Wu, or Wen-Wu, or the Mandarin. Aquafina's in here. Bloody amazing. Justin Daniel Creighton, who made this film, did so well with the making of Shang-Chi. And yeah, Shang-Chi definitely is a 4.5 out of 5 stars for me. This is it's a up there for me. Next up, Eternals. You love Eternals? Well, for me, where is it? There it is. For me, Eternals is it's a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I mean, it's close to a good, but anyway, Eternals, it's a very good movie, to be honest. I've rewatched it. I enjoyed it. Like, I actually enjoyed it, surprisingly. I think it's a fun time. Not a movie that I would say, oh my god, this movie is amazing. No, not for me. It's just a good time. It's a fun time. Yeah, the movie has a lot of problems. I don't really like how you got 10 different characters. The character plot didn't work. The subplots didn't work. Yeah, I like the visuals. The visuals were good because of Chloe Zhao. Oh, so good. Who just came from an Oscar win from Nomadland. They made Eternals, which was a huge upset for her film career. For me personally, well, not really, because Nomadland was a good movie. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Anyway, next up, Hawkeye. Hawkeye. There we go. Hawkeye for me is going on the great tier. I enjoy Hawkeye. It's a great show. I like the holiday festival season of a show. It's fun. It's enjoyable. I like it. Jeremy Renner, fantastic as Hawkeye. Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, fantastic. I like this movie. It's a fun movie. Sorry, TV show. It's a fun TV show. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. And yeah, it's a fun little happy show. Yeah. Anyway, Hawkeye. It's going on a 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah. Next up, we have next? Moon Knight. Now, people are not going to like my pick on this. Moon Knight, for me, it's going on the 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoy Moon Knight. This is an awesome show for me. I rewatched this Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday last week. And I loved it. I love Moon Knight. This is one of my favourite shows of the year. It's so much fun. And yeah, it's just so much fun. I loved my time with Moon Knight. It was a fun show. Fun. Yeah, I love Oscar Isaac in this role. Oscar Isaac just kills it. Ethan Hawke, love him as a villain. Mohammed Dabab directed it. Justin Benson directed it. Aaron Moorhead directed it. All of them do fantastic. And yeah, I loved this show. Moon Knight 100% deserves to be high up there. And yeah, I just loved my experience, loved my time, and yeah. Next up, Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel for me, it's a 3 out of 5 stars. Look, the show was good. It's not for me though. The show is not for me. I can see that the show is not for me. It does have a lot of problems for me. I love Iman Vellani in the role of Kamala Khan or Miss Marvel. She does amazing. She does really well. And the people who made this, Adil El Arbi and Billa Fella, sorry if I mispronounce any of those names, they do fantastic directing in the show. But yeah, the villain of, is that Najma? I didn't really enjoy that. Yeah, it was a show. It was a show. Yeah. Anyway, next up we got a new ad. She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Now, I used to think the show was great. I rewatched it and I think this is a 2.5 out of 5 stars. This show was a huge disappointment second time around. I'm really disappointed by this. I really enjoyed it the first time around. And I just think it's a meh. It's a meh show. It's not really it. Oh my god, this is amazing. I love it. It's perfect. It's amazing. No, I used to think it's a great. No, I think it's a meh. It's a meh. Right, it's a meh. It's a meh. Yeah, stop saying it's a meh. Anyway, I think I had a fun time with it. No, not really. I didn't have any fun with it. I like Daredevil in it. Daredevil was good. You should have had more of that. Even though it's a She-Hulk show, I would love more Daredevil. Anyway, She-Hulk, it's a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Yeah. Next up, Werewolf by Night. For me, this is going on the 4 out of 5 stars. I think this is a great special presentation from Marvel. I loved it. No, I never knew that I was going to enjoy it. Never knew what it was, but I loved it. It was a very, very, very good show, whatever the hell you call it. Special presentation. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a fun time. I liked it. I liked it very much. It's very good. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I love the cast of this. And Michael Giacchino, who directed this, done it well. He did fantastic. Gael Garcia Bernal, who played Jack Russell or Werewolf by Night, he did amazing. I loved it. I loved it so much. And yeah. Now let's get into my ranking. We love ranking, don't we? Anyway, Last place for me, still last place, is Thor Love and Thunder, followed by She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Next up we have Captain Marvel at the bottom of the good tier, followed by Black Widow, followed by Thor, then followed by Miss Marvel. Then we go to Iron Man, and the top of the good tier is What If. On the 3.5 we have the Incredible Hulk, followed by Thor Love and Thunder, then Eternals, so that's right there, then Avengers Age of Ultron, then Ant-Man and the Wasp, then what's after that, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, now the top 3, what's going to make it? We have WandaVision, then we have Falcon the Winter Soldier. Top of the very good tier is Doctor Strange. On the great tier we have at the bottom Captain America the First Avenger, followed by Hawkeye. Then after that is Doctor Strange. Then after that is Werewolf by Night. Then Loki. Then the top of the great tier is Iron Man. Now in the 4.5 we got the big boys. Bottom is Moon Knight, followed by Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, that was huge. That was disappointing. Ant-Man, next up. Then Thor Ragnarok. Yeah. Then Captain America the Winter Soldier. I know probably heaps of people are going to hate me for that big. Then we go Spider-Man Far From Home. Where is that? Where's Spider-Man? Yeah, right there. And then Iron Man the original at number 10. 9, Guardians of the Galaxy. 8, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. 7, Captain America Civil War. 6, The Avengers. 5 is Black Panther. 4 is Shang-Chi. Where's Shang-Chi there? Oh god, did I do it? Black Panther, yeah. 4 is Shang-Chi. 3 is Avengers Endgame. 2 is Avengers Infinity War. And my favourite Marvel MCU movie and TV show is, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home, still remaining at that top. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I know this took a while, because there's a lot. Stay tuned to my heroes and villains. There are 69 villains to rank and like 70-something heroes to rank. There is a lot to cover. But stay tuned to all those videos. And yeah, thank you for watching. Take care.